Hello, baseball fans. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
I think Alex Anthopoulos, again, has done it again, has got a team-friendly, long-term deal that is going to set the Braves up for a lot of success in the future. And I thought today would be a good time to show you. First it was Ronald Acuna who signed a 10-year deal. Then it was Ozzie Albies who signed a 7-year deal. And then we went and got Matt Olson locked up right after we signed him, or right after we traded for him. We signed him. And then this year, Austin Riley gets that big extension for 10 years, $212 million, the biggest contract in Braves history. And you thought the Braves might be done locking guys up. I thought the next guy, if anybody, would be Dansby Swanson. More on that later. But I thought now would be a good time to just go through the timeline. We all remember the timeline of the contracts, right? I showed you a very similar graphic at the beginning of the year. It looks a little bit different. Some new faces, some old faces gone. You can see that in free agency in 2023 is kind of interesting. Of course, I mentioned Dansby Swanson. He is a free agent after this year. Luke Jackson is a free agent after this year. Adam Duvall, again, free agent. And Guillermo Heredia. The year following, it'll be Charlie Morton and Eddie Rosario. So that's how you're going to read this. And you can see at the bottom, Austin Riley and Michael Harris, of course, it feels like they're going to be here forever. I mean, Matt Olson was the longest, contract earlier in the year. I had to shrink this down a little bit. But we got a lot of great guys locked up for a long time. And I wanted to just take a second. You have so many guys locked up, and it's exciting, but I'm going to narrow this down. Let's just look until 2027. So this is the next 5 years, next 5 seasons, including this one. And yeah, you could potentially lose Swanson, but look how many other guys you have, that could perform, right? Kyle Wright, Ian Anderson, Huascar Ynoa, Raisel Iglesias till 2027. Okay? Now the year that you're going to be up for, could pay a lot. You're either going to have to pay a lot or lose a lot. Fried, Soroka, d'Arnaud, all gone after 2025 unless they are extended or re-signed. Along with them, Mentor, Matzik, Orlando Arcia, Manny Pena, who has not played very much in a Braves uniform. He is injured for this year. Kirby Yates is on the chopping block that year unless he is re-signed. Colin McHugh. And I'll be honest with you. I look at this and I look at the original and I say, yeah, we got a lot of guys locked up. But, you have Austin Riley, Ozzie Albies, Ronald Acuna, Matt Olson, Michael Harris, Spencer Strider, William Contreras, all locked up until 2028. I mean, you have all those guys for 6 years. That, and if there's one thing I see outside of wherever the Braves decide to go to with shortstop, if there's one thing I think we really need to shore up, whether we get Swanson or not, is pitching. Because again, looking at the next 5 years, there's one guy in this list that is a must extend for me. One guy. And you can talk about Kyle Wright. I'm not worried about him till 2026. But 2025 is going to be here before you know it. And I'm looking at Max Fried, right? And we'll see what he does over the next few years. But you just gave Michael Harris, who is a rookie, has only played 79 games in the league or less, and you gave him a 10-year deal. I look at Max Fried and I go, man, that's the guy that, pitched Game 6 of the World Series. You got to lock him down. You got to get him. His backyard was in California, guys. You got to keep that in mind. So it's just something to keep in mind. And you know what? I don't want to, jump past this at all because we have a lot of guys locked up. I mean, we really do. You don't want to lock up everybody. You don't want to lock up your bullpen, for example. You want some flexibility there. The bullpen is more of a year-to-year type thing. But I think it's very exciting, the fact that you have your core locked up. Look at catcher. Your first catcher that you could lose would be d'Arnaud, and that's in 2025. But William Contreras is signed until 2028. So I look at it and I go, okay, you're good on catcher for the most part. You're good on center field, really good in the outfield in general for the most part. I mean, you got Ronald Acuna and Mike Harris signed for the next decade. You got Matt Olson at first for a long time, Austin Riley at third for a long time. The only position, really left is left field, and shortstop. That's really it. So for me, the only other guy I really want to lock up while keeping flexibility would be Max Fried. That is the one guy. But again, don't want to rush past this. Excited about this contract. I think it's great that Mike Harris got this deal. 8 years, $72 million with a 2031 and a 2032 option. I can't even imagine where I'm going to be those years, but the Braves have a plan for Mike Harris.
Baseball fans, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. As always, thank you for your support.